So here's a Maxpedition Jumbo EDC Versipack. Let's rip into this. First, I'll do exterior pockets, then interior. So right here, you got Nalgene. Pretty much any 32 ounce bottle that's 3.5 inches in diameter should fit in here. This pocket is this is kind of all the survival type gear I have in this bag. First, this is my homemade mini survival kit. It's got, mini flashlight, Bic lighter, whistle, mini multi-tool, tinder quicks, some Kevlar cord, space blanket, another Sparklight fire starter, some water bags, and some water purification tablets. Mini survival kit. Also, I threw this in here. This is an extra heavy duty space blanket. It's pretty lightweight, and it's made by Survive Outdoors Longer. It's green, so it kind of blends in a little bit. It's just another way of shelter, and it's compact. It doesn't weigh a whole lot. So, okay, and up here, this is very important. I got some duct tape. You need duct tape in your everyday carry bag. Also important is a soft T, that's SOF-T tourniquet. This is it here. I'm not going to unwrap it because that would be pointless. If you don't know what this is, look up soft T tourniquet on YouTube or Google it. I'd recommend buying at least one and carrying at least one in your everyday carry bag. Tourniquet, this could possibly save your life. So that's all in the top pocket. This is a patch, Sons of Anarchy, Afghanistan. There's one pocket here. All I got here is zip ties, 3 different lengths, and I believe super glue. There you go, super glue. Right here, this is a boo-boo kit. I'm not going to call it a trauma kit. Some may consider it a trauma kit. It has a SWAT T tourniquet. Okay. Below that, I have a packet of Celox. Celox is almost identical to QuikClot, but in my mind, better. It's safer to use on open wounds, and it's a blood coagulant, so it clots blood. I do not have space for an Israeli bandage. I know they're important, but they're just kind of bulky, and it's easy to throw one in here. But I wanted this to be more of a real representation of what I'm actually carrying in this. What I do have, this is just a vacuum-packed piece of is compressed gauze, so it's a gauze bandage. So with that, a mixture of this, the Celox, the SWAT T tourniquet, and the soft T tourniquet, you could stop some major bleeding. And then I have a pair of nitrile gloves. I got nitrile because some people may be allergic to latex. And then back here I just have antiseptic towelettes, some ibuprofen, some Benadryl, some Band-Aids. Behind that I have some moleskin, for blisters and whatnot. And that's all I have for medical. I shouldn't say all, because I've seen some everyday carry bags, and these guys, they have all these knives and all these pistols and mags and stuff like that, and they got no medical stuff. I think that's completely ridiculous, but I digress. Medical gear. And I put that right in here so it's quick to get to. So all you gotta do is unbuckle a buckle and pull this out. I could tuck this maybe in also, so everything's together, but then it just sticks out so much. So that's why I had this in the top pocket. So let's see, I got some, I'll do the bulky stuff first. I got some contact gloves, some outdoor research. They're lightweight, they have touch, so you can use them with a smartphone. Just an extra layer of protection on your hands. Because right now it's about -10 outside, I got a beanie. This is like an acrylic or a wool beanie. It's a beanie. It's a winter hat. And then I also have, I'm not going to unfold it, this is an outdoor research softshell jacket. It's not a thick insulator jacket. The purpose of this jacket is to block the wind, so all that wind doesn't blow into your clothing and into your body and rob you of all your body heat. So I'd still recommend wearing suitable winter clothing. This is an extra layer, or if you're just stupid or something and you went out into a blizzard only wearing a t-shirt and a cotton hoodie, you could always throw this on as an additional layer. I like it because it's compact. It fits right on the bottom, right in the bottom of this bag. So that's kind of clothing. We got an Anchor, I forget the name of this. This is called an Anchor Paracord 2100. So this is 20,100 milliamp hours. It's huge. I also have the charging cord for this. So right now it's fully charged. Mainly, the main purpose of this is you pretty much plug this USB into here and your cell phone into here and it charges. I also have some rechargeable flashlight in here, which uses this same cable to charge. So this is mostly to keep my smartphone and my tablet, iPad, stuff like that topped off and ready to go. I also got a Right in the Rain 4x6 notebook. In this other pocket, I got one of my favorite knives, especially for this purpose. This is the Dpx Hest Knife. I did strip the coating off the blade because I'm not a big fan of blade coatings, but the knife overall, it's small, but it's capable. It could work in a self-defense role. It could also work in a backcountry situation, front country situation, urban, escape and evasion, stuff like that. It has what they call a pry bar here. It has a bottle opener up here. It has lashing holes right here and here. You can take this off and you can make a spear. Very multifunctional, and I believe it's roughly a 3-inch blade. It's 3/16 inch thick, full tang. This is one of the stoutest knives I own. And it has a nice Kydex sheath that I have rigged up with a neck lanyard. So I could possibly carry it neck carry, or I could loop this around in my belt loop and throw this in my back pocket, but day to day this just rides inside of this bag. I got a Sharpie marker for a couple of reasons. First, a blunt fighting weapon, blunt force trauma. I think there's a Japanese or some type of East World name, Kubaten, for these, but pretty much you can punch somebody and you got this much surface area, or you can direct that same exact amount of force into that much area or that much area. Is this perfect? No. The reason I'm carrying this is, first, it's multifunctional. So I got a notebook, Sharpie, for working with lumber, with timbers, block work, stuff like that. You can write on concrete, you can write on lots of stuff. If you have to write a note or say you're lost, you can use it for that. It has 2 points to it, so it just means especially if you're writing in concrete, this felt can get worn down, so you got a secondary tip here. I got a big one, so like I said, it can also be used as a self-defense tool. Next, I got a little pry bar. Why do you have that? Well, first, it doesn't weigh that much, and I would rather, I don't want to use my knife as a pry bar if I don't have to. It's not an efficient pry bar. It's not meant for leverage. This, as you can see, it has this drop down here, so you can actually get quite a bit of leverage on here. It's not that big, so you can't lift a big boulder or a big piece of concrete or a car or something like that, but for certain tasks that I won't speak of, this could serve quite well. Next, we got a pair of, I'm a big fan of these. These are, they're called bolt cutters. I use them as heavy duty wire cutters. Don't call them bolt cutters if you don't have to. It does not say bolt cutters on the handles. It doesn't say bolt cutters anywhere. But they are made by Dpx. They're made in Germany, very high quality. Like I said, better be safe than sorry. Don't call these bolt cutters. These aren't bolt cutters. They are heavy duty wire cutters. I have them in this bag because just not only day to day, but on the job, there's certain times when I got to cut some pretty thick wire, possibly some lightweight chain. They can also, don't ask me how I know, but they can also cut open some small padlocks. They can cut through some pretty good sized chain. They can cut through pretty good sized cable. But that's irrelevant. These are wire cutters, heavy duty wire cutters. Next is a pair of, these are titanium Pagoda titanium lockpicks and a tension tool. So you got a single rake and a triple rake. If you want to lecture me on the laws and the regulations and what people might say if they see you carrying these, I don't want to hear it. I've researched all the laws and I know if these are legal or not. So I'll leave it at that. If you want to tell me you wouldn't recommend that for your EDC bag, fine. Don't carry these in your bag. Simple as that. So that's everything from the main pocket. I've got one more pocket on here, boys. So in this, I got some micro paracord. I prefer this over full-size paracord because it doesn't take up as much space and it's still strong enough for my needs. I think the breaking strength on this is 285 pounds, but you know, I want to say this is about 50 feet right here, and comparing this to 50 feet of standard 550 paracord, this takes up a lot less space. Next, I got a Bic lighter in here. I do not smoke, and I do not plan on starting a fire every single day to keep my core temperature warm, and so I can sleep through the night and survive in the woods and all that fantasy land stuff. But I do think it's prudent. This weighs, I think, 1.2 ounces or 0.9 ounces, something like that. Very light, very ubiquitous. It wouldn't make sense not to have one. I'll put it that way. Even if you're not using it every day, this is like brand new. It still has this stupid safety tab on here that I haven't ripped off yet. And you can probably flick this 10,000 times easily. So you might flick it a couple times just to get a fire going, but the point still stands between this and what I have in my micro survival kit within this bag. I could get a fire starting if I had to. Next, one of my favorite all-around lights. This is the Olight S20R baton. So the Olight baton S20R. It takes one 18650 battery. It's rechargeable, magnetic base. That's also the charging port. I think it has like 5 settings. Okay, it's a pretty good flashlight, doesn't weigh a lot, it's small. This is independent of what I carry in my pockets every day, but they do take the identical battery, so that's more just redundancy, backup, giving it to somebody else, stuff like that. And then my favorite multi-tool for this purpose, I do not carry a full-size Leatherman multi-tool every single day. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I think it's a little bit overkill, a little bit too much weight and stuff like that, but for a purpose like this where you can get away with some, you know, ounces here, ounces there, this is the Leatherman Wave. I'm sure all you guys know, you know, you got a knife, you got a serrated knife, You got a saw, one of the world's best saws for a pocket tool, and you got a file and a sharpening, a diamond rod there. On the inside you got can opener, screwdriver, and a pair of scissors. Like I said, the benefit of this is it does have some unneeded tools, and then forgot to mention, pair of pliers. Pliers, especially needle nose, are very useful for a lot of stuff, plus wire cutters. And then, you know, I think this is a little overkill for everyday carry, but a lot of people pull it off just fine. Maybe a lot of stuff to some people, maybe this is nothing compared to what you carry. Either way, I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. Leave a comment below. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe. Till next time, stay safe out there.